Last question of the set. It's a summary question. Read the passage, quickly summarize it, recap whatever we think are the key points, and then we'll look at the options. The UK is still 75 to 80% dependent on fossil fuels for power, heating, transport, and industrial needs. It will remain dependent on oil and gas, at least to some extent, for the next 20 to 30 more years. Cheap energy remains an essential feature of a thriving economy, and a lack of energy has dire consequences for households and businesses. First paragraph, it says the UK is dependent on fossil fuels, 75 to 80%. A nation needs cheap economy. It's an essential, cheap fuel is essential for a thriving economy. And if you don't have energy, the people and businesses will suffer. All right. In practice, the UK either drills or relies on imports from allies like the USA, OPEC regimes, or even Russian exports. In practice, for energy, what does the UK do? It drills for oil, or it relies on its allies, or it even relies on Russian exports to UK. These imports will be more expensive and environmentally damaging. If it doesn't drill and it takes imports from its allies or from Russia, it will be more expensive and environmentally more damaging. It is self-evident that oil not drilled in the UK will increase imports with the near certainty of a higher emissions profile. UK is dependent on fossil fuels, coal and oil and things like that. It either drills for its oil or it has to rely on allies and even Russia. The second option is going to be more damaging environmentally and more expensive. That is what the author says. Okay, which option does that? The UK will face challenges in stopping domestic drilling for fossil fuels, as the alternatives will increase costs and environmental damage. Very perfect summary. Let's look at the other options. The UK faces the dilemma of whether to use more cost-effective home drill fossil fuels or the environmentally damaging route of importing fossil fuels. Faces that dilemma whether to use the more cost-effective home drilled fossil fuels or use the environmentally damaging route. What does this do? It's both environmentally damaging and also expensive. B. To keep its economy thriving, it's imperative for UK to provide cheap energy to its businesses. Not the main point, though it's a point mentioned in the passage. Countries can't stop using fossil fuels. The passage is about UK, not about other countries. So, between A and B, A, if it stops drilling, it has to import. Imports are more expensive and environmentally damaging. B talks only about the environmentally damaging part, about the imports, not the more expensive part. Therefore, A is the correct answer.